Hey everyone, Cybe here, and on the background we have one of Battlefield 1's many scenario missions of the campaign. But we're going to use this as a background to my XIM 4 settings for Battlefield 1 now that the XIM translator is now out. And make sure to update your game's library on your XIM 4 manager so you can take advantage of the new translator. For the time being, these are going to be my options for Battlefield 1. It's going to be slightly different because the way that they changed the look mechanics is a lot different. For me, at least, because it's not as sensitive as Battlefield 4 used to be. That's how different for me it is. For some, it might be little. But for me, it's pretty big because I usually haven't moved my mouse this much in a long time. Even on PC games, I don't usually move the mouse this much. But for the time being, just make sure when you first start up the translator, make sure your sensitivities is all the way up here. Soldier stick at 100%, vehicle at 100, soldier zoom at 200%. Any other things here is optional. I don't know why I have vibration on. Get rid of that. And everything else completely optional. And the biggest issue for me here is the different types of zoom sensitivities we have in this game. In Battlefield 1, the weapons in this game have different zoom sensitivity settings. The reason why is iron sights, opticals, and even the scopes in the bolt action rifles have a different setting for its zoom sensitivities. And the defaults here is at 100% for the soldier zoom sensitivities. All these will be at 100%, and it goes under the basic rule of 200 on the basic settings. And also, same goes with vehicle sensitivity. I have everything set to 200%, and granted, I'm probably going to be using ballistic curves just to properly get turrets into their most effective way of using them, because I'm not really into vehicles. My gameplay is primarily infantry. And I don't know, uniform soldier aiming, I don't have to worry about that. That's something I don't worry about. And as far as I know, the translator is not using uniform soldier aiming. I could be wrong, and I will correct myself if I'm wrong. But for the time being, we'll run it under off. And right now, I want to show you guys how it looks on my point of view for the movement here. Because this is probably the most ridiculous thing here. It's like you got your regular aim down sights under the advanced settings at default 100%. You can see I'm going to move my guy around. I'm going to move from this tree here to this tree over here. And every time I move, it's not bad. It feels pretty much the same as it is on the beta, but I'm moving my mouse a lot more often from point A to point B here. And then I felt when I first tested this out on some team deathmatch games that I had much more control if I had the advanced settings up to 200% for the default iron sight zoom sensitivity, which is 1.25. You can change it from 1x up to 2x. And usually on the bolt actions, I'll usually set it to 2 because I would like to shoot at a distance, and having it at a 2x zoom sensitivity for iron sights, it works best. And for even longer distance, I will use the 3, 3.5, and the 4x zoom settings. I think 2.5x is also a scope zoom setting for bolt actions. I'll double check on that later. I'm most likely right. But the only ones I'm really going to mess around for the advanced settings is for the close range zoom sensitivities right here. Because you're going to be you need the sensitivity at its most. Going on longer ranges, you'll need a lesser sensitivity, and that's when I had some trouble early on. As you noticed when I played the beta using the bolt actions, I wasn't as fine-tuned. But I turned everything on to 200% for the default iron sights, which can go from 1 to 2x, as I mentioned. So I'm going to go from the same area, from point A to point B. As you notice, it's a lot better now. I'm moving my hand a lot less, and that's what I'm used to. Going from point A to point B is a lot better. And again, some people might say it's a placebo effect, but I can definitely feel the difference as I move my mouse. Things get a lot easier. And moving with a 40 hip, I'm still not used to it. I'll be honest. This is so slow for me, moving left and right. But again, it's not that bad, especially when you're playing a team-based game where reaction time is not the highest priority. The priority is getting the objective. Killing is second priority, but a very close second. But that's pretty much it for the sensitivities here. But don't be afraid to ask any questions. But just in case, if I cannot answer any of your questions, I refer you to the XIM forums. The link will be in the description below. So I always love to answer the questions to the best of my ability, but sometimes I can't. So please go to the XIM forums if I cannot answer your question. And I do thank you guys for watching, and hopefully if you guys watched my previous videos, which is the first video, the last two videos is the War Pigeon game mode, which I'm calling it War Pidgey, whether you guys like it or not. I really love the variation of the One Flag CTF game mode. It's really fun. I just wish more people kind of loved it. My only grudge against it could have been, instead of a 12v12, it could have been a 16 versus 16, where it'd be a little bit more crazy action. Thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video of most likely more War Pidgey. Thanks for watching, guys.